Hello again. It's the Record Hunter Vinyl Collector. Cheers. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about records and how they relate with video games. And I'm going to do that because the last video I did was I showed a few Atari games, and people really liked me showing some Atari games. And I am a big fan of retro games. People might not know that. Also, I'm a big fan of horror movies, which I did show the last time, but I'll probably save that for another video. But I'm a huge fan of retro games, especially the Atari. I collect for the Atari. I have about 180 Atari cartridges. And unfortunately, since I don't have money these days, and I'm going through a little bit of a financial problem and a little bit of a health issue. It's not a bad health issue. It's not like I'm not dying or nothing, but I slipped some discs in my back, so it caused me not to be able to work right now, and I just can't lift really heavy stuff in. It's not huge where I'm dying or nothing, but it's just bad because I'm not being able to do anything to make money, which sucks. Except I had to sell some records, which made me some money to pay my rent, but not exactly. I'm trying to get away from that. Let me get away from that. So today I want to just show you some of my my video game stuff and some records, how it relates to it, and we're also celebrating the 45th anniversary of Pac-Man, even though it's been going on for a little while. It's 45 years that Pac-Man's been together, and I guess I will do this first. Go walk, 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 and let me show you some stuff I have. First, I will show you. Since we're talking about Atari, here is my Atari cartridge for the Atari, the 1982 Pac-Man. So, even though this is kind of a hated game, this is the Pac-Man I grew up with, and this is the one of the highest selling video games of all time. So people would be like, "Oh, it's terrible, blah blah," but it sold millions and millions of copies, and it also immortalized Atari because of that. So the first one to sell probably 8 million copies was Space Invaders. I've been drinking. This is not my first beer. I'm probably on my 10th beer here. But I needed to make a video, and I'm doing it for you guys. So also I have another copy of that, and this is the Sears Telegame copy. I do have a few variants, so that is that. And then I will show you this sticker book I have from 1983. It's sticker and coloring book. Went for 99 cents, and I cannot find anything anywhere about this book. But I looked at eBay. I don't know what it's worth. I looked at eBay. I looked online. Just can't find anything about this book. I've mainly had it in plastic for years, but I pulled it out of the plastics just so I could kind of show you the book. Because if nobody has it, I might as well show you so you guys will see what it is. So here's some stickers. Unfortunately, there's a little tear there. And there's the first page. The second page. Apparently somebody colored it. It wasn't me. I bought it at a thrift store maybe 10 years ago or so. Somebody colored the first page, and nobody colored the rest of it, so that's good. And they didn't pull the stickers out of it, so I guess that's kind of cool. So it's pretty complete except for a couple little damages. I think there's one more damage somewhere in the book. Let me see if it will let me not be difficult. Here is another page. Some mazes. It's definitely would have been a fun book if they would have used it. I'm glad they didn't. Some like more coloring pages. More pages you could color. This is kind of cool. Lots of little activity. It's the Golden Activity Book, 1983. Some mazes, some little games. Remember these things when you were a kid? Well, if you're older, you'll know these things. If you're like a Gen X, you'll remember these games. I don't know. Maybe even the millennials might have had some of this. I don't know if they still have these kind of books these days. Where, you know, I mean, you got 1983. I mean, you got stickers. You got a coloring game, little mazes, little games inside this book. And it was 99 cents back in 1983. Pretty cool. Okay, then I'm going to show you, well, I don't even know what to say about this except for this is a PlayStation Pac-Man World 2. I had a lot of fun with this when I used to play this PS2, but it's been about 20 years since I actually plugged in the PS2. I still own it, and I still own like most of the games that I had from that. And now I'm going to show you the reason I made this video. Well, the reason I made this video is to show you some Pac-Man stuff and show you another Pac-Man thing. This is my Pac-Man Fever Buckner and Garcia record. So 1983 Pac-Man Fever. This was pretty popular back then. This is a terrible song, and all the songs on this is pretty terrible. Like I guess they were expecting to make more hits. Like there's a Donkey Kong song on here, there's a Defender song on here, there's a Mousetrap, a Berserk, going Berserk. Nothing on this album is great. Like the best song on this album is Pac-Man Fever, which is not too good. Also, in the 80s, I mean, there was another 45, which I should probably buy. It's super cheap. It's by Uncle Vic, and it's the Space Invaders song from, I think that's from 79. I think it's older than this. It's from 82. And I should, because Space Invaders is absolutely my favorite video game of all time. And this rolls in at number 2. And then jumping up a little bit, I probably like Doom. I love Doom. You know, that was a crazy game. And that's 94. That's like jumping way ahead. But yeah, this is cool. And then there's something in this which is not cool, which I'm about to show you. Here are some of the mazes. If you could see this, if I can remember this right, I haven't like looked at this in a long time, but they show you some patterns on this, how to like cheat and beat the game. I mean, you can watch this stuff on YouTube now, but it shows you like what directions and stuff you could go to beat this game. Not cool, especially for like in 1983, and they're trying to make money off those quarters, you know. Okay. Now let's talk about bands. I only got two here. Actually, one is for real. The other one is just kind of like, you know, haha, yeah, okay, that's funny. So, in 1981, this band put out this record called, this band is Journey Escape. Journey was huge back then. And so they put out this this record, which is Don't Stop Believing's on this record. This was like their hugest record in 1981. I don't. Does it have the insert? I think it might have the insert. Yeah, I have the insert. That don't really matter. But like, so they put out a video game in the arcades, which is much better game than the actual Atari 2600. But Atari 2600 put out a video game in 1982, Journey Escape, and it's pretty laughable. Which makes no sense to me. Is like Journey is trying to escape from fans, groupies. Every once in a while, they'll run into their manager, and the manager will give them a power up to escape. All these, but these, well endowed groupies with no heads are in this video game, and I don't understand why you'd be running from your fans or from groupies, but they do it. And if you could escape all them, and also record executives, if you could escape them, you make all this money, and that's your points. And ridiculous game, but fun. This is actually a really good, fun game for the Atari 2600. Journey Escape, 1981 for the record, 1982 for the Atari 2600. All right. And last but not least, my favorite death metal album of all time. And the greatest death metal band, at least this record. Can't say it for everything they've done. This record, maybe the second album and the first EP or two. But this is my favorite death metal. Not thrash. Not talking about the band Death, because I always felt Death was kind of like death thrash, but actual death metal from 1989, 1990. Entombed, Left Hand Path. Yes, this is the first pressing. And what are you talking about? Did they? I don't know. Somebody asked one of the members of Entombed. LG Petrov, unfortunately, had passed, and he was a great guy. I've drank with that guy a bunch of times. One of my favorite people to actually hang out with. I guess celebrity. Unfortunately, he passed some years back, but he was a super cool dude. Entombed on the Atari 2600. I believe this is 1982 or 83. Not exactly sure, but I should have maybe showed this for my Halloween video last time. I didn't realize that what you're doing is you are in catacombs trying to run away from zombies. That's pretty cool. And zombies back in 1983 are actually cool, because zombies are super popular now. Back in the 80s, if you liked heavy metal and with the Satanic Panic and horror movies or even video games is the least of it, but like if you liked heavy metal or punk or horror movies, you were a weirdo, and that's all there was to it. And the horror games were pretty cool. So I'm about to say that's the end of that. That's my end of my video, but no, I got one more little special thing. So I barely ever get packages, and so I'm going to open up this package here. Got a package. And I'm just opening because it's an Atari package. And, you guys appreciated my Atari videos, adding my Atari videos. So I'm going to open up this package. I barely get packages, so I'm really appreciative of this. If anybody wants to send me any of their uh, anything, let me know. Especially if you're in a band and you want to send me like a record, so I could do like a review of it. Especially if it's like metal or punk or whatever. I like a lot of music, so even if you're in a funk band, I'll even review it. But like it's vinyl. I will show it if it's like a cassette or CD. I'll have a little bit of harder time because I don't own a cassette player no more, and a CD. I guess I can listen to it on my computer. But if you have vinyl, I'll definitely show it. But I'll still give a review, regardless if I could figure out how to listen to it somehow. But let me show you what I got in this package here. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, cool. Check this out. So, when I was growing up, the majority of the Atari cartridges I have, it's an Atari cartridge. Just to let you know, the majority of the ones I have, I had pretty much everything I had when I was a kid, except I was missing two, and somebody sent me one of the two that I've been missing. The other one is Taz. It's cool, and this is probably one of the greatest games ever. And it's kind of expensive. It's like a $30 cartridge, but that's cool. This is the original Mario Brothers on the 2600. Look at that. Cheers. So they don't want me to say who sent me it. I will keep that between me and them. But I appreciate getting a copy of one of my favorite games when I was a kid, and it'd be nice to play this again after, like, I don't know, geez, when was the last time I played that game? Probably 1983, 84. I don't know. My brother got a Nintendo in '86, so we kind of abandoned the Atari. And then a few years later, when I was jamming with spare change, I took the whole box of old Atari games we had and brought it down to the studio. And we had an old TV. It didn't, like, the sound didn't work. But when we were, like, drinking, hanging out, we played old games. And I don't know whatever happened to the majority of those games or that TV or, I don't know. All I know is it was good times, and it would be good times to play one of the best Atari video games again. Also, that Taz game was pretty good if I could get my hands on that. I also need Megalomania, which I never had. I have played it in emulation, but like there's a few games I really want. But okay, now I'm rambling because I told you I've been drinking. So, cheers from Record Hunter. Please like and subscribe, and I hope this video was okay, and I hope I wasn't slurring. Cheers.